Welcome back, guys, to the R44 channel. Today we've got Elena's E92 M3 in. So you might have seen a previous video, maybe the last week or the week before, where we filmed our E90 M3. Our goal is to get a few more cars in and showcase a few of the products that we actually have in stock for the platform. So today we have the JQ paddles. These are the clicky boys. We're installing them. They're going to replace the very soft and floaty and spongy paddles that come on this platform. You've got two paddle options in the box. You've got like direct replacements, so similar size of the current ones that are on the car, and then you've got some long ones. So yeah, we'll ask Elena what she wants to have, a bit of length or the normal bit. So yeah, we'll see, but pretty much in the box, you're gonna get two sets of paddles. You're gonna get the magnetic paddle shifters. You're gonna get machined fittings as well with a Torx head on them, which are gonna be super nice to fit. The main thing is you've got to assemble them, obviously. So you've got to choose your selected paddle and then bolt it on. I'd recommend probably when you're doing this, add some thread lock or something just to prevent them kind of coming loose, and then adjust them forward and back with your length of fingers. But anyways, yeah, cool. Let's get inside the car. We'll show you how to do it. So step one is assembling the actual paddle itself. So you've got some assortment of black screws. You're gonna get two extra ones. So that means if you do strip them, you have an extra one, but try not to over tighten them. That's why I kind of like a Loctite, because then you don't force it in, but it isn't gonna come out. So the hardest thing right now for especially my kind of side, I don't know if this is the left paddle or the right paddle. The way to tell when you're installing it, there's two guide pins that'll go on the back and it will only go in one way. So what we're actually gonna do is take the wheel apart first. We'll identify if this is the right or the left paddle. Once we know that, we can then put the plus or the minus on the correct one. But pretty much I'll just show you while we're here. We'll just put the screw in. This is the Torx T10. Put it through the hole, add that little bit of thread lock, thread it in, put the other one in, and then you can adjust them forward and back. You get a little Allen key or Torx bit in the box, so you can do it if you don't have bit screws and stuff. But yeah, pretty cool. Forward and back adjustment. Once you're happy, lock it in, and away we go. But yeah, we're gonna leave those there like that and start stripping the steering wheel. Okay, cool. So first thing first, doing this at home, we've got to remove the negative terminal. The biggest thing here, probably what I'd recommend, this car's got a seat delete, so normally I'd say release your seats, push them down, because if anybody closes this, it's gonna be game over, but you can lock the latch. So we'll do that, we'll prevent something, we'll put like a trim there so no one can close the trunk, because once you do that, your day's over. So negative terminal, 10mm socket, loosen that up, and we'll take that off. So flathead screwdriver is pretty much what you want, or you can use like a Torx T30 maybe, something a bit thick. But there's a little hole on the side. Well, there's not a physical hole. If your steering wheel is brand new, you will have a little imprint, a little line. You can then pierce it and then push it through. This steering wheel has been off before, so it's quite simple. You just push it through, release the airbag, hold it a little bit like that, release the other side, and it should come out. All right, so now you've released the spring. If you are having any issues, just reset, put it all back in, and do it again, and just make sure you don't pull it too far out before you do the other side. Just pull it out slightly and then do the other side, it should come out. Next thing, you're gonna need to unplug the airbag from the steering column. So you just use your screwdriver, push down the tab, pull it out. You then have the connection for the actual steering wheel itself, which we can do like that. And then I believe it's a 16mm socket in the middle, and we're gonna remove the steering wheel just because we're going to do this for video purposes. But if you don't want to remove your steering wheel, I don't recommend you do, because then you have to re-torque it. You might not have a torque gun or a torque wrench. So yeah, we're going to remove the steering wheel and we'll meet at the tool bench. All right, cool. So let's get these paddles off and swap for the JQ. So first thing first, you're going to need a Torx T20. Move your steering wheel back. You're then going to loosen off this screw here, which you can just pull out. It's quite a big boy. So don't worry about if you feel like it's never loosening. You probably just need to pull it out. Two of those, one on each side. I've loosened them previously for video purposes. And then flip it round, and you're gonna get 3 screws. You could probably do this a shortcut way. You can just pull the plugs out, but we're gonna do the most BMW-ista way. Torx T20, one right here, loosen that off, one underneath here. So we're gonna flip it around. We're gonna pull the airbag out. We can get the trim has just got these little push-ins on either side. Pull it out. We can now move it aside. A-pliers. Voila! The paddle has been removed. So back to the start of this video, we need to identify which is the left and right paddle. You've got the 2 indents and the screw position right there. We were bang on the money, look. There you go. So that's a plus. Now you can assemble them. So what we're going to do now is get a small Torx T10, remove the short paddle that we put on for content purposes. All right, so make sure this 3D printed insert is on, and that makes sure it fits this steering wheel. So paddle shifter, ready to go. Make sure it's tight. Add some thread lock if you're a bit scared. Now feed around the back, plug it in. It only goes one direction, so you should be pretty good. Your One Direction fan or Taylor Swift fan? Paddle shifter has now been plugged in. We fed it in from the back. We then use the supplied screws. Make sure you change the screws over because the difference in size is quite big. So the left-hand side, the shorter one is the JQ one. Put it in, again, tighten it up. Do not over tighten it because you'll pull the threads out. Just torque it up and away you go. So what we're gonna do now is assemble the other side, put the wheel back together, so pretty much just reverse of the removal, and then we'll find you in the car where we torque it all up and get ready to go. All right, sweet. So we're gonna install this now, which is gonna be pretty simple. You've got a line. So actually, it's not simple at all. It's very important what you're doing here. You've got a line on the steering column. You've got a line on the actual wheel itself. You need to line that up. Otherwise, you'll be driving down the road slightly off. Plug in the steering wheel. Plug in the airbag. Everything you removed previously. Now, you want to get your 16 mil, but hopefully you haven't done. Well, yeah, I'd recommend doing this. It's so much nicer doing it on the workbench, but you can obviously do it in the car if you haven't got the tools. What you're going to do is gun this up lightly and then either set your gun if you have one key or set your torque wrench to torque up the bolt. As easy as that, the JQs are now fitted. And if you have an F or a G, we've got some G cars there, we have JQ paddles for you, as well as some other cars like the Audi, the Mercedes, and the GT platform as well. So anyways, JQs, great paddles. If you're into more racing, they do full replacement steering wheels. But yeah, we're gonna pass this over to the customer now. They're gonna go out and have some fun. So we'll show you what that looks like. And yeah, if you wanna see anything next week, on Sunday, we've got a really big video, so check it out.